Hello everyone, I'm CA Akanksha Devda, and on students' demand, I have decided to make videos on standards of auditing as well as few other concepts which will help you to understand the coverage of a particular standard and the type of question you can expect in the examination, and your concepts will get clear. So do watch. Let's get started. My first video on standard of auditing 200, that is overall objective of the independent auditor and the conduct of an audit in accordance with standards on auditing. So overall objective. So in this we are going to see two things. One is overall objective कि ऑडिटर का ओवरऑल ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होता है, एंड द अदर इज कंडक्ट ऑफ एन ऑडिट इन अकॉर्डेंस विद स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑन ऑडिटिंग. दूसरा कि ऑडिट को हमको कैसे कंडक्ट करना है, दैट इज एज पर द स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑन ऑडिटिंग. ओवरऑल ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? टू ऑब्टेन रीजनेबल एश्योरेंस. सो विल सी रीजनेबल एश्योरेंस. एक टर्म हो गया रीजनेबल एश्योरेंस. टू ऑब्टेन रीजनेबल एश्योरेंस अबाउट वेदर द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट एज अ होल आर फ्री फ्रॉम मटेरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट. दूसरा टर्म हो गया फ्री फ्रॉम मटेरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट. नाउ व्हाट इज मटेरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट? मटेरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन व्हाट इज एंड व्हाट शुड बी. फॉर एग्जांपल, यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग expenditure to be 50 crore, you expect it should be 50 crore and it is somewhere around 60 crore. So the difference is material misstatement. And free from material misstatement means when there is no difference, means it is free from material misstatement. For example, 50 minus 50 is equal to 0. That means it is free from material misstatement. Now objective of auditor is to obtain reasonable assurance, means not absolute assurance, not 100% guarantee, about whether the financial statement as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. मतलब ये fraud या error दोनों include करता है. To obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, thereby enabling the auditor to express an opinion. Means it will enable auditor, help auditor to express an opinion on whether the financial statements are prepared in all material respects in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. What is applicable financial reporting framework? मतलब जो कंपनी को कंप्लायंसेस करने. नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल, फॉर कंपनीज एक्ट सेज की कंपनी का फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट एज पर शेड्यूल 3 रहेगा. सो दैट इज एप्लीकेबल फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क. फॉर इंडियस कंपनीज इट इज इंडियस कंपनी विल हैव टू फॉलो इंडियन अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स. सो दैट इज एप्लीकेबल फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क. पॉइंट नंबर 2 इज टू रिपोर्ट. ऑडिटर का दूसरा ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है कि वो रिपोर्ट करेगा कि फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स ट्रू एंड फेयर व्यू देते हैं या नहीं. सो टू रिपोर्ट ऑन द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, ऑडिटर अपना ओपिनियन रिपोर्ट करता है and it will communicate it as required by the standards on auditing in accordance with auditor's findings. So these were the two overall objective of the auditor. इसके बाद objective of auditing. अब auditing के objective को हम दो पार्ट में डिवाइड करेंगे, प्राइमरी ऑब्जेक्टिव, सेकेंडरी ऑब्जेक्टिव. ऑडिटर का प्राइमरी ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि वो बताए कि जो फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन है या फाइनेंशियल परफॉर्मेंस है वो ट्रू एंड फेयर व्यू देती है या नहीं. सेक्शन नंबर 143 बोलता है कि ऑडिटर की ड्यूटी है कि वो एक ओपिनियन एक्सप्रेस करेगा किसके ऊपर? फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स के ऊपर. फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट इंक्लूड्स 5 थिंग्स: बैलेंस शीट, P&L, कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट, नोट्स टू अकाउंट्स एंड स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस इन इक्विटी. सो सेक्शन 143 बात करता है, 143 ऑफ कंपनीज एक्ट, कि ऑडिटर की ड्यूटी है कि वो फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट पे अपना ओपिनियन एक्सप्रेस करेगा. And opinion should be that whether the financial statements are true and fair view or not, whether the financial statement express true and fair view or not. अब ऑडिटर का सेकेंडरी ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? सेकेंडरी ऑब्जेक्टिव है डिटेक्शन ऑफ फ्रॉड्स एंड एरर्स. डिटेक्शन एंड प्रिवेंशन ऑफ फ्रॉड्स एंड एरर्स. प्राइमरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी किसकी है डिटेक्शन ऑफ फ्रॉड्स की? मैनेजमेंट की. प्राइमरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लाइज विद द मैनेजमेंट. अगर ऑडिटर को कोई डाउट है, इफ ऑडिटर सस्पेक्ट्स द प्रेजेंस ऑफ मटेरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट, देन ऑडिटर विल लुक इनटू द मैटर. ही विल अप्लाई द ऑडिट प्रोसीजर्स. इफ रिक्वायर ही विल परफॉर्म एडिशनल ऑडिट प्रोसीजर एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली विल रिपोर्ट टू द मैनेजमेंट दैट वेदर ही हैज डिटेक्टेड एनी फ्रॉड और एरर. So primary responsibility is to express an opinion and secondary is to detect and prevent frauds and errors. Basic principles governing an audit. SA 200 covers 9 basic principles which are governing an audit. First, integrity, objectivity and independency. Auditor हमेशा straightforward होना चाहिए. Auditor should be straightforward. He should not be biased. His opinion should be unbiased. He should be honest, sincere, free from any influence. That is, should not be biased. Confidentiality. Whatever type of information auditor obtains during the audit, all the financial information, he will not disclose this to anybody without the permission of the client or any other regulatory requirement. So only with the permission of client, and if required by law, then only auditor can disclose the information. Skills and competency. To perform the audit, auditor should be adequately trained, experienced, and he should be a competent person. Work performed by others. When auditor is relying or supervising the work performed by other person, for example his subordinates or employees or articles, he will be responsible for the work, so he will have to check it thoroughly. Documentation. Proper working paper should be maintained by the auditor to evidence the audit work. That he has done the audit work, he will have to maintain documentation which will serve as an evidence. Planning. It is important for an auditor to know the business before starting the audit so that he will understand the nature, time and extent required to complete an audit. For that, planning is very important, very essential. Audit evidence. Audit evidence should be sufficient and appropriate as it is going to help in forming an opinion. Accounting system and internal controls. Auditor must have the understanding of the accounting system and related internal control of the client's business, then only he will be able to express the opinion. Audit conclusions and reporting. On the basis of conclusions drawn from audit evidence, auditor should give the report. Report can be unqualified or qualified or adverse or disclaimer. So that depends on the findings and on the conclusions from the audit evidence. So these are the 9 basic principles governing an audit: integrity, objectivity, independence, confidentiality, skills and competence, work performed by others, documentation, planning, audit evidence, accounting system and internal controls, audit conclusion and reporting. After that, there are other few concepts covered in Standard 200. One is professional skepticism. One of the favorite question of institute. What is professional skepticism? Means questioning mind. Auditor must have an attitude that includes a questioning mind. He should be alert to conditions indicating possible misstatements. जहाँ भी auditor को लग रहा है कि misstatements हो सकते हैं, whether due to fraud or error, he should be alert to that conditions. And it is a critical assessment of audit evidence, critical examination. Now, when this question is asked in the exam, with this you have to also quote some examples with the definition. So here are the few examples: contradicting audit evidences, question on reliability of documents, records. In that case, auditor can question the management. He can ask for more information, supporting evidences. Fraud indicating conditions. Again, we'll have to ask the management. Need for additional audit procedure. These are the situations which should create a doubt in the mind of auditor, and in that case, auditor will keep questioning the management. Reasonable assurance. Again, one of the important concept. Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but not absolute assurance. Means less than 100%. Not absolute means less than 100% of assurance, but it is a high level of assurance. Say 97%, 95%. But why it is not an absolute level of assurance? Due to inherent limitations of an audit. For example, sampling. In few cases, auditor does not check the total population and sampling is used. So there is an inherent limitation that a fraud will not get detected or an error will not get detected. After that, reasonable assurance is said to be obtained when auditor has obtained sufficient appropriate audit evidence to reduce audit risk to acceptably low level. What is audit risk? We will cover in the next slide. Audit does not relieve management or TCWG of the responsibility of preparing financial statement as per applicable financial reporting framework. One of the favorite question of institute: reasonable assurance. Auditor's opinion does not assure the future viability of the entity nor the efficiency or effectiveness with which management has conducted the affairs of entity. मतलब ऑडिटर का ओपिनियन गारंटी नहीं देता है कि फ्यूचर में एंटिटी का परफॉर्मेंस कैसा रहेगा, इफिशिएंसी कैसा रहेगा, इफेक्टिवनेस कैसा रहेगा, या मैनेजमेंट किस तरीके से काम करेगा. सो दैट इज नॉट अ 100% assurance, that is a reasonable assurance on the basis of past information. आफ्टर दैट ऑडिट रिस्क. ऑडिट रिस्क क्या है? एक रिस्क कि ऑडिटर इनअप्रोप्रिएट ऑडिट ओपिनियन दे दे. ऑडिट रिस्क इज अ रिस्क दैट ऑडिटर गिव्स एन इनअप्रोप्रिएट ऑडिट एविडेंस व्हेन द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स आर मटेरियली मिसस्टेटेड. मीन्स देयर इज अ misstatement in the financial statement, but auditor has failed in detecting it and auditor gave a disqualified opinion. So that is the audit risk. Risk of failure to express an appropriate opinion in audit assignment. Auditor appropriate opinion नहीं दे पाया. That risk of failure is known as audit risk. Now it is a function of RMM and detection risk. Risk of material misstatement and detection risk. Audit risk has three components: inherent risk, control risk, detection risk. Inherent risk. Now what is inherent risk? Assuming no internal controls. The weakness of account balance, susceptibility of account balance or class of transaction to a material misstatement assuming no internal control. That is inherent risk कि अगर internal control नहीं है फिर भी अगर कोई chances है misstatements की, assuming no internal control, फिर भी जो inherent risk रहेंगे that is known as inherent risk. Control risk. Risk that material misstatement will not be able to prevent, detect or correct on a timely basis by the internal control system. कि जो internal control system है वो किसी material misstatement को prevent नहीं कर पाएगा, detect नहीं कर पाएगा या time पे correct नहीं कर पाएगा. इस risk को हम control risk बोलते हैं. डिटेक्शन रिस्क. अगर सब्सटेंटिव प्रोसीजर परफॉर्म करके भी ऑडिटर डिटेक्ट नहीं कर पाता है मटेरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट को तो हम उसको डिटेक्शन रिस्क बोलते हैं. सब्सटेंटिव प्रोसीजर परफॉर्म बाय ऑडिटर फेल्स टू डिटेक्ट मटेरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट, दैट इज डिटेक्शन रिस्क. Now risk of material can be of two types. One is overall level, that is financial statement level. Examples are non-compliance with accounting standard, doubt regarding integrity of management. So here the risk of material misstatement is on financial statement level. Assertion level, account balances, class of transaction, presentation and disclosure. Account balances means relating to balance sheet items. Class of transaction means profit and loss account items, and presentation and disclosure means notes to accounts. So this is on individual basis. So these were the concepts which are dealt in SA 200. Now what type of questions can you expect in the examination? In SA 200, institute normally ask direct questions like write a short note on basic principles governing an audit. तो यहाँ पे basic principles पे question आ सकता है. But this question is normally asked at intermediate level and not on final level. Professional skepticism. On both levels as a short note for 3 or 4 marks. Objective of an auditor. Objective. After that, audit risk. In this you will have to write the definition of audit risk, the risk that auditor expresses an inappropriate opinion, and then we have 3 types: inherent risk, control risk, detection risk. इस पे MCQ भी आ सकता है. It is a function of risk of material misstatement and detection risk. After that, expect a short note on reasonable assurance. So these are few of the favorite questions of institute so far. I hope you understood the topic. Thank you for watching, and for more such video please subscribe my channel. Thank you.